Welcome everyone. I've seen a few questions online about how to change the front diff fluid on the Tiguan vehicles. So I thought I'd make a little video. It's a pretty straightforward job. A few things you'll need: some Torx to take off your plastic skid plate. It's a T40 and T20, 5mm Allen key, a little pick to clean out the fill and the drain plugs. You'll see that a little bit later on. For the rear and many transfer cases, I've used a bottle like this. It works just fine. We don't have room to do the front diff this way. You'll see why in the video. So I came up with a bottle like this. Found it at Princess Auto here in Canada. It works quite well. And your fluid of choice. Those of you who are gearheads probably recognize this brand. It's a brand I've used for gear oil for quite a while. It works quite well. Any quality gear oil will work, and I find the factory fill usually looks terrible. As soon as you change it out, it'll stay clean for a long time. All right, let's get at it. So first thing we need to do, take off this plastic skid plate. We have 7 screws and 2 bolts. You have 1 in the front, 1 screw in the front, 3 on either side, T20s, and the 2 bolts back here, T40s. So we'll take that off and then we'll get to the diff. All right, so you can see why my other bottle with the spout won't work here. There's a drain. And there in the shadow is a fill. So there's no way you're using that with this guy in the way. So we'll carry on. For these guys, the front isn't too bad, but for the rear, it was definitely full of dirt. I usually take the pick and just clean them out before putting the Allen key in there, make sure it goes all the way in. You don't want these stripping on you. That's not a fun job. So I'll get the Allen key and we'll start draining it. All right, so here we go. I've already cracked loose the filler plug. Always a good idea to make sure you can get that out. You don't want to be draining your fluid and then it's stuck, not being able to refill it. So I got my container underneath. Here we go. So we're just about fully drained here, and similar to the rear, other than being a bit dark, the fluid is actually in really good shape. Unlike other vehicles I've done with a factory fill especially, usually there's a whole bunch of material there, which is pretty normal from break-in of the gears, etc. This vehicle has almost nothing. All I'm really seeing there is some air bubbles. So I'll put this fill plug back in and get our pump bottle ready. You are supposed to use a new plug or at least a new washer. I did not get one, I forgot. One thing you can do, which I might do, if you have a propane or a map torch, you can anneal this, which means it softens up the copper, makes it as good as new, and it'll seal right up. So we'll get ready and we'll come right back. So this tool does work really well. It's definitely a keeper. One thing is kind of awkward to pump. So it does take a little bit of time, but it is pumping at a decent pace for what it is. I won't bore you with all the details, but we'll just keep pumping it full until it starts to leak out the hole. You put the plug back in, skid plate back on, and we're good to go. And there you have it. Hopefully that covered everything so you can do the job yourself. It's not actually a very difficult job at all. It's just refill it. You need to have the right tool. Like I said earlier, that pump bottle works really well, or what I've used before is a syringe and some tubing, and that works just fine. The pump is something new I haven't tried before. I do like it, and I'll probably continue using it. Hopefully you can find something like that. They're pretty handy for this kind of job. So thanks for watching.